Back in the 1940s, Joseph Stalin himself decided to build an array of Soviet socialist realist cities. The one I'm in right now houses 20,000 people. There's hundreds of hidden bunkers underneath here as well, and it feels like a totally different country to the modern day Poland that we do see today. Let's go for a bit of a Soviet tour of Krakow's outskirts. Let's go. Now, we're not just going to be walking around and filming today, we're on a bunker hunt, guys. There are hundreds of bunkers hidden around in this mini city. Some of them you can go in apparently as well, so that's what we're going to try and do. I don't know where they are, they could be in the most peculiar places, but yeah, let's give it a go and see what we can find. But one thing you need to know about the former Soviet Union is they absolutely love pink, they love blue, and they love green. Look at this. So I don't know how interesting that is to a normal person, but to me this is absolutely fascinating. Most of the countries now have changed a lot of things, and we're going to see a lot of old Soviet mosaics that have been removed and you can see where they used to be. But they've still got the paint, which to me, and to many people who still live here, symbolise the hardship that they used to go through back in those times. I mean, look how modern Poland is, how economically powerful Poland is now, whereas back in the day, of course, it was slightly different. Can't say the same for many other Soviet republics which have declined since. When you're coming out of buildings like this, you can really get a scale for how massive this place is, both how tall it is but how long it goes. Literally in every single direction it goes back so far. You literally can't even see the end. Look at the Bruce's architecture, guys. It's absolutely fascinating, isn't it? It's all dark and gloomy, but at the same time you can really appreciate the weird sort of beauty to it. And there, I've just seen in the corner of my eye, you've got a Soviet bench. You can tell because it's that sort of green colour. So there we go, guys, you've got a Soviet bench there. Once again, you can tell because of the design and the green. These are the new benches in comparison. I think I prefer the Soviet ones, a bit more retro. Everything's so much bigger than the centre of Krakow, which was of course the same as it is now back in Soviet times, when it was a satellite under the Soviet Union. But it's very European, it's very small, it's very quaint, it's very beautiful, and here everything is meant to intimidate, everything is built to house, well, 20,000 people to this day still live here, and there's hundreds of bunkers underneath. Absolutely crazy how you can build for that many people in that short of a time back in 1949, after your country's just been through, well, a massive world war. Behind me over here you have one of the old Soviet milk bars, as they used to call them. The reason they're called milk bars is because you used to be able to get dairy products, cheeses, milks there for very cheap. Then they swiftly turned into restaurants. You grab what you get, you pay for it, you go very quick. It's a very cool design on the top, but I believe it has been abandoned. Guaranteed in a year's time it will be transformed into something else, because a lot of Western brands are moving in and spreading out throughout Poland. It's been happening for 10-20 years now. Poland is very modern and developed, as I keep saying, and that's what makes this place very unique. Well, I will say this for first impressions of Nowa Huta, it does feel like a different country. And it's what I mean by that, not just the obvious stuff like the architecture, but I've tried speaking to a few locals that I do anywhere I go. But the responses you get here, in comparison to say the more touristy areas like Zakopane, Krakow, it's more of that sort of Russian and Soviet mindset in comparison, right? And I mean that with as much love as possible. When you talk to someone, it's more of the traditional sort of Polish attitude of why would I talk to you, you're a stranger. And can you blame them with their history of all the atrocities, invasions, occupations that have happened here? I certainly can't. It's just this part hasn't westernized like the centre yet. Bunker update. I found nothing yet. They're very hidden. I don't know where they are. But this building here looks pretty cool. Is that where you'd put a bunker? And here we have an old T-21, I believe by the looks of it, Soviet tank. Absolutely crazy. Just put it out on the street for everyone to show. Absolutely crazy. I like it. I like this Nowa Huta place. I could live here. Looks very nice. I'm probably the youngest person here by far. But yeah, it feels so safe. Like, I'll try and show you in a bit, but there's so many stalls that are just unoccupied with all their stuff left out. That's why Poland's one of the safest countries in Europe. Look at it, I'm not going to get mugged down here. This place is the highest crime rate in most of Krakow, or one of the highest crime rates. Just goes to show what Poland's done. This looks like it used to be Soviet. You could even see where potentially the old hammer and sickle used to be up there. But they've modernised that now. Same with the benches. I'm saying it as if it's a bad thing, but it's so hard. It's very debatable, isn't it? Should you accept your history and keep some of it, or should you eradicate the past if it was so awful, so cruel? The amount of hardships the Polish had to go through is incredible. I mean, I genuinely think the strongest people on the planet, the people who should be most proud of their country, is people here in Poland, because the fact Poland still exists today is absolutely incredible. Ironically, Krakow did used to be a free state for a while, when most of Poland, or all of Poland, did disappear for many, many years. But nonetheless, very strong people. I have a lot of love for Poland. I just want you guys to understand how big this place actually is. In Krakow city centre, it's one of the most touristy places that I've ever been to. But here, I mean, I am the only foreigner here, and there might be one or two that go to explore here, maybe with a tour guide or something. Absolutely incredible. This is much more interesting to me than the town centre. This is what I've noticed a lot here. A lot of these sort of Soviet doors or windows with these almost shutters. I've never seen that anywhere in the world before, but they're all rusting away. So basically this entire place is basically an open air museum, right? It's absolutely fascinating. Still going on. That, methinks, is a window from where you used to order in a shop. One of the main things in Central Europe that you will notice is that there's a big sort of window shopping, if you call it, hole in the wall, that's what you call it, culture here. And you pay through the wall. It's very antisocial, I love it. As an introvert, it's very good. And I just wanted to show you here an old Soviet alcohol shop, and it's still open today, so if you ever feeling a little bit thirsty, you can go and get a few beers from there. Crazy. It's just very interesting to see how they've literally put shops into the apartments themselves. I find that so interesting. It's really cool. Here we are, up the Soviet steps. Starting to sound like bored and bankrupt now. How can you not though, right? It's impossible not to, because you're saying Soviet stuff. And I'm British, so yeah. Wow. Well everyone, that was a little tour of not only the bunker but the secret city of Nowa Huta. Hopefully it's given us a little bit more insight into what it's like to live here, but also what it was like to live here. And on that, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.